Alright, hey everyone, welcome to another Wildewitch RP Live Play TTRPG session. What is Wildewitch RP? Well, that's me, Faye, Game Master and Storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company. That way we can create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full-time and share them with you. And tonight we're playing D&D. Kind of. Tonight's session features the Burning Veil storyline set in our very own Velinara campaign setting. A deeply personal tale of trust, betrayal, magic, and magnificent ambition where the fate of the world hangs in the balance. With us at the table, we have several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord where you can find out more information. Now, speaking of our awesome players, let's get some introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, Game Master, Storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, bringing all of our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at Sirenscape.com. And now, we get to meet our courageous, daring heroes as they have just bested a demon and are in the interim. We'll begin with an introduction for Tala.
Hi, I'm Radiant, and I play Tala, who is a total cleric. She's very socially awkward because she grew up as a hermit, and Andy and Free have been helping her. Except right now, she's just sleeping, really sleeping, and I feel the need to do something, but it's not something I can go talk to Andy about, so I'm very confused. Oh, it's gonna be a tough night.
Risa doesn't sleep, but we're not going to talk about that. Next up for our introductions, why don't we learn about Andy?
Hi, I'm Lexi. I play Andy. Andy is a bar whiz who loves food. She loves to play her family drum and flute, especially when she can get other people to play along with her. Her familiar's name is Perry. Wait, is this? I'm gonna assume this is before I
Yeah,
brought Perry.
this is before
Okay. Yeah, so Perry currently is frolicking about in Vale de Ferro by himself because Cousin Leaf killed him, which Andy's still pissed about. Anyway, and yeah, she used to be terrified of trees and the back home, and she wants to chat with family because the day was very long and stressful, and she nearly died a few times.
So, as I said, this is a little bit of a different session. But it'll still be fun and interesting for our story. And we'll pick up just after dinner. You have already made your way back to the Quickfoot Burrow. Some of you have made your way inside. Some of you have not. And why don't we pick up with Tala?
Yeah, I would like. Is Ansel around?
Ansel has been sort of staying close to the burrow and assisting with everything around the Quickfoot household that he can comfortably do so. He doesn't spend much time in the burrow because he is a human in a halfling-sized area. So he is currently outside in the small sort of tent that has been, or not tent, small little campsite that has been made out in front of the Quickfoot burrow. So yes, you would be able to find him.
Is he alone?
As alone as can be in this sort of small area, he is awake currently where other people are resting, but it is not hard to approach, and should you desire some solitary, you could walk about the town or to a different location.
Yeah, I would like. I go up to Ansel. Hi, Ansel.
He closes the journal that he was writing in. Tala, hi.
I can I talk to you about something? Can we take a walk?
Yes, let me just this way and we can take a walk. And so he'll tuck his journal into his side pouch, like he has like this sort of messenger bag almost that he carries, and will stand up and I'll follow your lead. But he more along is just saying that he does walk at your side.
So, we had a very tough day. I don't know how much you heard, but the tree split, demon came out, then demon took us to its lair, and we fought, and well, before we fought, it kind of read our minds, I think, and then showed us things that was really hard for us to see, and then he kicked our butts. Andy went down, and it turned her into like a petrified her, and then it ate her. It was very traumatic.
That definitely does not sound like a pleasant experience.
No, no. Like, it showed us like tough things, like for Frista and then for Andy. But for me, like, I don't have anything traumatic in my life, so I was just like, oh no, she's like showing bad like nightmare stuff, but I should be okay because I don't have anything traumatic. And then it turns out I do have something traumatic. Um, I look around. Nobody there. Okay. Um, there was a little halfling underground, and it was like covered in blood. Like, we smelled the blood. It was covered in blood. It was Terramander. Um, and I was like, I couldn't breathe. It felt like somebody just sucked the breath out of me, and then my heart like dropped to the stomach, and I like it was like there was just like loud like noise in my ear, like I couldn't hear anything for a while, and then yeah, it was like a shock. So remember how the conversations that we had before about you and Frista, and then me with Terramander?
He nods.
Well, today seeing her dead like that, it really freaked me out. And I'm like, well, if she died or if I died, like, then she won't know how you feel about her. And I'm like, I mean, I want to talk with her, but I need your advice. Do you think I should tell her how I feel about her? Or do you think I should just keep it quiet and not tell her and burden her?
In my opinion as your friend, that is a that is something that you must come to terms with for yourself. I know that it is not perhaps an answer that you wish to hear. It seems that you want something clear cut, but from what you've said, with no traumatic incidents, fear doesn't need to be rooted in something that has happened to you. If the halfling in your nightmare was Andy, would you have also felt the same panic?
Yes.
Then it seems that perhaps, while these emotions, of course, they're a burden that we hold, that your fear isn't so much because it was Terraminder, but because someone you cared about was in a position that you couldn't help in.
Yeah, but Andy knows how I feel about her. Like, if something did happen to her, I wouldn't regret the fact that I held anything back from her, you know? But with Terramender, I don't. I mean, I may regret not telling her.
You might, but you wouldn't know until something happened, and if the gods are kind, you won't have to worry. It is. I've explained as much as I can to Friesta without being quite so explicit, because I feel that that would perhaps be best. We are in a situation that is dire, and I do not want to be a distraction.
Oh, okay. That. Oh.
I am not telling you to take the same path as I do. I have I've long committed to being grateful at sharing the space that I have. Should something else come of it, of course I'd be overjoyed, but Reese is not a woman to be pressed into something that she is either ready to explore or undesiring of it. And my affections for her are strong enough on their own.
So she knows how you feel, you know how she feels, but you guys haven't talked about it, and that's okay with you?
It is. Because
That's a brilliant idea.
she is aware. My heart hasn't changed since it started its turn towards her light. I don't expect it
Do
to.
you think Do you think maybe if I write a letter to Terraminder, so she knows how she feels, but she doesn't have to deal with dealing with me when I tell her, like face to face, because that may overwhelm her. Do you think that's a better idea?
To you?
I mean, if I told her in front of her, I mean, you know how she gets overwhelmed. And I don't want to overwhelm her. I just want her to know. And if I wrote it in a letter, she can read it at her leisure, and then have deal with it in private.
But how would you feel? This is. As much as you're worrying about Terraminder, this action isn't for her. It's for you. You want her to know how you feel. Do you feel satisfied in writing a letter and communicating it that way?
Oh, I'm so confused. I mean, I don't. I guess I also have to. I would be lying if I told you that there isn't a part of me that wishes that she felt the same way about me. But I think the chance of that that her having feelings for me is very little to none. But will I be able to handle her rejection face to face? I've never been rejected before. Is it hard?
I'm going to say this as gently as I can, as your friend. But have you not already? She has told you of affections, yes? That she harbors?
Yeah. But it wasn't like, oh, Tala, thanks for telling me, but no, I'm not interested in you. It was more like, oh, I feel this way about another person.
And you've already survived that. If you are rejected again, you have been through one. You are stronger than you think you are, Tala.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ansel.
If you are worried about overwhelming Terraminder, perhaps maybe not write a letter, but think of what you would like to say. She is easily overwhelmed, yes, but I think that's from an uncertainty. But if you know what you are saying, it might help you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I think I have an idea now. I really appreciate that. And thank you for telling me and sharing your feelings and thoughts with me. That I feel honored. I want you to know that.
He gives a smile, and it's tinged with a bit of, sadness, but he nods.
Shall we walk back?
If you're ready to.
Yeah, I think so.
And you all make the walk back to the burrow, and you know that Terraminder has been staying in the house, but it's easy enough to, via either the message ring or asking Terraminder's able to come out to have a conversation.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna kind of crouch down very low and then walk into the house. I not go very far. And ask the first half person I see if they've seen Terraminder.
Let's just make a quick roll on who this could be. Alright, you see a halfling, mature, looks a lot like Andy. It's her mother, as, oh, Saraminder, yes, you're right. And, she'll scurry off into the burrow, before coming back with, a Terraminder, behind, and you see where, Ma, Quickfoot points over towards you, and Terraminder will walk over. You wanted to talk, Tala?
Yeah, can we If you're not in the middle of anything, can we go for a walk?
Uh, yeah, I'm not doing anything right now.
How far is the pond from where we are?
Where you guys had been drinking the other night? Near the river?
Yep.
It's a few minutes of a walk. It's a different, like, so, like, if you're looking at this as, like, breakdowns of, like, different boroughs in a city, you'd be going to the borough next over instead of, like, just down the lane. Like, you're, like, it's a different city district, essentially.
Yeah. Do I know of a place where we can have a private conversation, but the setting is pretty? That's within like a couple of minutes of walk?
You could walk just kind of out of, like, city districts and, like, go to, like, the hills nearby.
Yeah. If we can do that, that'd be great. I haven't spoken with you in a while. I feel like. How are you?
Um, just, I'm okay. Doing what I can to stay busy. I've been helping out a lot with Andy's family, especially while you guys were off doing all that running around about the demon tree and things. So just kind of, you know, letting you all do the hero stuff and helping where I can.
Does being around Andy's family make you miss yours?
Not, not really. I mean, it's kind of weird. I haven't been around family in a while. For the longest time, it was just me and Soraneros, and that, that's kind of its own thing. And she, as she says this, kind of curls up, arms wrapping around her knees as she brings them to her chest.
Once we get to the hills, I hope it's like up on the top. Maybe we can see out into a little bit of the town and see the lights. But it doesn't have to be. It's whatever you say, obviously. But once we get up to a place where I think it's good, can we sit down for a few minutes?
Oh, I had figured you guys were already sitting down by this conversation.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Um, I have something I wanted to tell you. Um, and in my head, there are like a lot of reasons for me to tell you, and also reasons not to tell you. And I've been going back and forth on telling you or not tell you. But I feel like I should tell you because I think well, it doesn't matter what I think. Terminder, we've known each other for quite a while now, yes?
A few months now, yeah.
And I think our relationship has changed a lot. I hope you feel more comfortable with me. I mean, at least it feels like to me that I don't make you as nervous as I used to.
I mean, everyone used to make me nervous. But I think that, you're a good friend, and you're not as nervous around me as you used to be, I don't think, which helps because I know that I'm different from the rest of you guys and that, maybe people should be nervous around me, but um, when people aren't, it makes me feel, I don't know, like I could be a good guy.
I'm a simple person, Terminder. I mean, I grew up simple. I grew up next to animals and I grew plants and, they were my friends and my family after my mom passed away. And I don't know much about social stuff, and I've never even thought about romance or anything like that, you know? But then I came here, and it's like my friendships are with you guys are much different than the friendships I had with the animals. I'm trying to, deal with all of the stuff that's been going on. On top of that, it's been pretty difficult. Um, but I want to tell you something, and I don't want you to feel, oh, it doesn't matter what I want you to or not want you to or not want you to feel. I'm just going to say it, okay? Um, I, I realized that I'm in love with you. Um, I've known for a long time, and because I didn't know how to deal with it, I said all of those things like, I wanted to be a really good friend instead of just a regular friend. And that was because, like, I didn't know how to deal with this feeling that I had for you and, what it may mean and all of that stuff. But that's all stupid. Something happened today that made me realize that all of the stuff that I was worried about doesn't matter. What matters is that I want you to know that you're loved. And it's not because of it's not because I'm just lonely and, I want somebody to love or anything like that. That's not it. I'm in love with you because of who you are. And I know you think you're not a good person, and I don't think I can ever do or say to make you think differently, except to tell you that I think you're amazing. I think I admire how you overcame what you've been through. Maybe not all the way, but I think you started to make changes. I mean, you survived in a situation where well, someone was making you do things that you didn't want to do and do things that was not right. But you survived and you recognized that and you've been trying to do good. And you've been away from your family and surviving all this time without them. I think that's very hard. And I think you're brave. And I just want you to know that you're loved. And I know you don't feel, well, I shouldn't say that either. I don't think you feel the same way about me, but that's okay because that's not important. What's important is that I love you and that you're loved. And I know that you feel something for somebody else, and that's okay because I hope that we can still be friends. Um, and I don't want to treat you any different than the way I've been we've been acting around each other because we're friends, and I'm okay with us being friends.
As you've been speaking, Araminder's eyes have kind of been wide since the first confession that you gave. Her mouth kind of a little hung open until now. She's still quiet for a moment, and she looks off towards the town. I would like for us to stay friends. I've I've not had any, not even before everything that happened with Soranaros and losing my arm. And I know know that you think that I'm good and brave, and maybe I am. I don't know. I know that I'm not like other people. I've always been working, and it's just change of doing it with my parents to doing it on my own, working for the family versus working just for Soraneros. And maybe that's why I do what I can to make things and to do things to help. And maybe it's a way that I show affection. I don't know. I like I like being your friends. You, Tala, Krista, Andy, and everybody else. Sure, I've got weird emotions too. You talked about not knowing things, and all the words that you said kind of had me thinking of how I feel about Andy. And I think you're really brave, because I don't think I could ever tell Andy that.
I have to admit, I've been struggling with that for a long time. Then I realized that all of that, really, the stuff that I worry about, like the rejection and everything else, doesn't really matter because it's about I I wanted you to know the truth, and because I wanted to be always honest with you, and I knew that we could continue to be friends, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I want you in my life, and that's if that's how I can have you in my life, I love that. But I wanted you to know how special you are to me, and whether you tell Andy how you feel or not, that decision is up to you. And then I think about what Ansel said to me. I'm just like, gosh, he's right. Um, I mean, it may be nice for her to know that she's loved, but I can also, I mean, I know how it feels to be like, oh my gosh, how would I react if that person said no and all of that. But I guess at the end of the day, it's what you want to happen. Um, but you can still talk to me about it because obviously I know how you feel. And we're friends now. Well, I mean, we were friends before. That's a dumb thing to say. Well, I just hope that, if you want to talk, you can talk to me about it. It won't hurt me or make me feel bad or anything else.
She nods, taking in the words that you're saying. I'll I'll keep that in mind. I haven't really talked terribly much about this at all. I mean, Rista knows because I was freaking out and I made a lot of sandwiches one time, but um, it's all very new to me, and I don't. Everyone's friendship means so much to me, and I don't want to lose that because I've got weird feelings.
I will ask you this. Do you think Andy will ever not want to be your friend or reject you because you feel certain something about something?
I don't worry about Andy rejecting me because of my feelings. I worry about Andy rejecting me because of me. I worry about all of you rejecting me
okay.
because of me.
I hope that after months of being friends with us, you know that you mean so much to us. We'll be devastated if you decided not to be friends with us anymore. Or if you decided to go away, or if anything had happened to you. Because maybe we see you as who you are, who you really are, and not who you think you are. I hope we've proven that to you. And if we haven't, I guess we just gotta continue to prove that to you as we go. I mean, you said that you show us how you care about us through doing things for us, like making us breakfast and all of making sandwiches. And now, because I know that, I think I knew that before. It makes me feel good because you show us that you care about us all the time. And I hope that we show you we care about you all the time by wanting to be with you and caring about you. And yeah.
You can see that she hears your words and tries to, really take them to heart, but this is a long-term struggle. Has been since she's really come into your group. Do you say anything else while you are out here on this hilltop?
No, I just want to give her time to think, and if it ends up falling into comfortable side, I'm okay with that. Or if she wants to, I'm okay with that too.
I think it does fall into... It's not a silence that is uncomfortable, say. You can tell that there are many thoughts that go through Terraminder. And she's just contemplating. But she doesn't seem skittish. She doesn't seem as if she's trying to bolt. And so it ends up as some sort of impromptu stargazing, looking out over the lights of the West Hills as the evening goes on. Eventually, the two of you do find your way back down towards the Quickfoot Burrow.
Yeah, and once we return, I'm gonna say goodbye to her and then go to sleep.
Andy, you've been wanting to have some conversations as well. Well,
Yes.
while Tala has been off having her conversations, where have you been, Andy?
When we got back to the burrow after food, maybe on the way back, I would try and speak with Beck, like in private, and I'd speak in halfling.
So the two of you kind of fall to the back of the group, so that way you can speak quietly. And in the and in halfling, so that way it's very much a private conversation between the two of you.
Yeah. Say Beck. Uh, what are your plans now?
I don't know. I do know that I don't want to stay here. But I don't know where I want to go.
Okay. Do you know what you want to do?
Not die.
Great. I'm glad that's the top of your list.
Is there something that you want me to do?
Does that matter?
I think you're curious. You're the one asking.
Well, I was gonna say we're gonna go do fun things, but I don't think that's really in your wheelhouse.
I'll be keeping an eye on you and your fun things.
Now I'm concerned. What other spell scrolls do you have that I should know about?
Half the time, me keeping an eye on you was done through contacts and other people that spotted you around the city.
Probably that obvious.
No,
Yikes.
but I recognize my little sister when she's walking around the streets of someplace she shouldn't be.
I'm gonna take that moment to take the mask charm off of him that I'd stuck on him and stick it on Booster again.
Easily done.
Yeah.
So what are your
Well,
plans?
I don't know. Well, I think we're going to the Veiled Umber at some point, but Rista's thinking about maybe we go up to the mountains if we have time. You've
No,
never been up there, right?
no. I might know someone who has. I'd have to check with certain people, but
Oh, if you could do that, that would be really nice.
yeah.
Some of the stuff with the demon reminded Frista of what she had experienced, which is concerning because the demon's been here forever. Um, hopefully they're unrelated, but
you hopefully they're unrelated, but you never quite know.
did he Faye Beck never left us, right? Between dead demon and dinner and
Correct.
talking.
He was at dinner, yeah.
Okay. Would you talk to Seven?
You see that he gets this kind of look that an older sibling gets when they realize something. It's that moment of things clicking. I wondered who put an idea in his head.
It wasn't me. I don't know what you're getting on about. But did you?
He messaged me during dinner about wanting to talk, and I've been thinking about it.
You poke him. You better.
Yeah, I thought that you didn't like the fellow. You seemed quite
I hate
eager
his guts,
to kill him
but that
earlier.
is no bearing on the conversation. And he did save our lives. Well, his sister saved my life, so I can't totally be annoyed with him.
I'm thinking that I will talk to him if just to, I don't know, apologize for how I left and take whatever dismissal with grace.
Can I pat him on the head?
You'd have to like stand on your tiptoes, but
If I needed to, I would use Mage Hand, but I'll have to get on my tiptoes and
yeah.
So proud of you.
He takes his elbow and just nudges you right in the ribs because it's like super exposed.
Ow.
Careful.
Well, I'm out of spell slots, but I could whoop your ass if I wanted to. I'm just saying.
I don't need spells to get you pinned on the ground.
Okay, later. I feel like crap.
Sibling
Even
on
after.
sibling violence.
Is that allowed? It's not PvP. He's an
No-
NPC.
Look, that is the true sibling experience. I couldn't deny it even if I wanted to. Um,
Next IP session. All right. Well, let's just say, Beck, that I will be avoiding their camp. Although I did want Myatha to teach me memory stuff, but that could be later, if ever. But I'm just saying, I won't be there. No. Physically.
I will keep that in consideration.
Good. You didn't meet Myatha before, right? Like it was just the single elf.
I knew of her, but that was probably due to a elevated relation with Bevan, rather than just knowing of her through. I'm sure that I would have learned more of her had I actually finished initiation and gotten part of the order, but no. This
Do you
was
know what her deal is with the whole like mind situation?
just that she's always had it. She
Right.
Bevan is younger than she is, so he always knew her to have it.
That checks out. Mm-hmm. Yep, that checks out so well. Yeah, I like her. Like I said, I kind of hate his guts, but that's a separate topic. Um, yeah, I think I'm really most pissed at him because, uh, you left, and that's really why I'm annoyed, not anything else that he did. Anyway,
I
oh,
didn't.
and oh, go ahead, Beck.
I didn't mean when I left here for it to hurt you the way that it did.
Well, I hope you wouldn't have meant that. Look, I worked through a lot of stages of annoyance, and I don't want to bring that up right now. They're back. That's good. You're not banished anymore. Oh, did uh not that this is related to your talk with your old pal, but he and his sister said that they'd put in a good word for you with the order.
Just pray that that's enough.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good times.
Well, as much as Grandma Stefania has said that I am allowed in the community, I really do not want to deal with Dad. So,
Uh,
I'm going to stay in my camp.
yeah. You have fun next to the river.
Yep. Don't make too much of a mess that I have to get involved, please.
To what are you referring? Because I have several plans.
The fact that you have several plans is what concerns me. But I trust you.
Maybe. Oh, okay.
But I trust you. I just... And he struggles for a moment to find something to say before he just pulls you into a hug. And
Can I jab him in the ribs?
100%. And you hear him sort of swear as he pulls away. And here I am trying to make a moment, being a big brother. Pull a little sibling move like that. As bad as Carrick.
You just poked me. I don't know what you want. Look, I've had a very emotional day and I had to relive some memories I didn't want to. I don't need to add to the pile of emotional stress.
Well, if you need a place, if the burrow's too much, there's a chance that I might be late returning, but you know where my camp is.
Raising eyebrows at him. Okay.
He just rolls his eyes.
Great. Yeah, that's all the stuff I wanted to ask him, I guess.
Okay. With that, you're able to walk back to the burrow. He breaks off before you get there. You see where Tala approaches Ansel for some conversation. And Andy, who would you wish to talk to next?
I would go find my brother. Sev, sorry, I gotta be specific.
Yeah, you've got multiple brothers.
Got 4 brothers. Okay, Sev, the one I'm thinking of, Faye, that's the one I want to go to.
Yeah, 100% you can find Sev. You find him in the kitchen, probably doing things that your mother would not approve of, as they do seem more, perhaps, more alchemical rather than anything for creating sort of food for the rest of the house. He seems to be just doing some magic adjacent.
Magic adjacent.
Yeah.
Question, are we getting cut to ads first?
We will. We've got a few minutes, but why don't we, because this will probably be a big question, we'll cut to our ads here. We'll be back very shortly to continue along with our conversations, our little vignettes. But before we head out, I do just ask that you let the ads run. They help us out a lot here at Wildewitch RP. They help keep our games affordable. If you want to directly support us, you can do so through my Ko-fi, link for that's on screen and in our chat room. Donations unlock awesome perks for the entire community that benefit everyone who play with us for the next month. They include special companions, double treasure, double XP, new quests, a lot of fun things, full list available on our Discord, so stick around. We'll see you all very soon. Alrighty, we are back, and Andy has found Sev in the kitchen doing things that Ma Quickfoot that's probably would be yelling at him for. But we don't have to worry about that right now.
I was gonna see if there was a way I could pretend to be mom. Could I, like...
Not with no spell slots.
Okay, I have, like, 2. But I don't remember
Wait,
anymore.
don't you have the ring of disguise?
No,
I
the
already
mask charm is on Friesta now.
Well, I had one, but I
Wait.
used it this morning.
Yeah.
Oh.
Could I just, like, with his back turned, could I, like, use the voice of Ma? Like, what are you doing, Sev? Quickfoot?
Yeah, go ahead, give me a performance check to see if you can pull off an impression of your mother.
Oh, gosh. Can't move my pants down. I'm just not prepared to actually make a roll. Come on, load. Performance. 20s? Ooh, that's really low for me.
It's enough to cause Sev to jump, and he like immediately looks over, but seeing you, Andy, sort of rolls his eyes. I'm doing important things here. Goes back
Oh,
to
like what? Can I see what he's trying to do?
yeah, you see that currently he's uh grinding up herbs in a mortar and pestle. Um
What you got then?
Important things, like I said.
Okay, but is that the name of it, or is it like what it does? Like you gotta what is it? Can I smell it, taste it?
Don't put it in your mouth. No, it's just a
Put it on his shirt.
just wipes it on his shirt. I'm attempting to create a more potent mixture for an incense blend to see if it'll help in certain spells and rituals.
How's that going for you?
Well, I hope that it's going well, but since someone almost caused a dramatic upheaval of my process, I won't know.
Okay, keyword there is almost. Don't be such a dramatic person.
Asking a Quickfoot not to be dramatic, what's the world come to?
I know. Yeah. Crazy. So I hear you have a brass brazier. Is that the case?
I have one, yes.
Okay, cool. I'll be using that. And then question for you is, will you
What?
let me have it willingly?
No, you can't have my brazier. I need it.
For what? Important things?
Rituals and spells.
Same.
You can get your own, like I did.
Where did you get it?
A trader
On
came.
eBay? Oh, okay.
A trader came through, and I purchased it.
What's his name, Darcy?
Let me roll something here. Where'd my dice go? Come on. He looks at you like with like this wide-eyed how'd you know?
Oh man, was he here like yesterday or was this a while ago? Because new side quest.
He was here months ago.
Ah, shoot. Okay.
It was very shortly after. Did you know, you saw the whole like sky lighting up with the fires thing wherever you were, right?
If there's anyone around, like I'm looking in the general direction of all my fellows. Yeah, we saw a little bit of it. And I'm like rubbing my hand with like the face with like the
Yeah.
arm with the.
I don't know that you ever explained that
God.
fully to Sev. Like,
No, no one's ever asked about it, so
yeah.
it's just kind of there, but just for visuals.
Um, and yeah, it was shortly after those came down. This guy came through town.
Mm, what a pal. It's actually useful. Did he charge you like an arm and a leg for it?
I maybe I did have to pull into some of my savings. It, it's a very
Saving?
yeah. I want to get my own shop. We don't have to talk about why I had savings.
Wait, you want to get your own shop?
Yeah. I'd really like to have some sort of like a alchemical shop here where I can sell potions and things like that. Maybe a few components for spellcasters and things like that. But
I just had this image of these twins from an alternate universe who started selling candies at a magic school, and then had a shop. You're not making edible things, are you?
I mean the potions you can imbibe, yes. But
Oh no. You're not speaking with Uncle Arnick, are you?
why would I have heard of what he's been doing, but no, I
Just checking. Um, question with that then. Would you ever want to like get a license or study under like an actual like magic shop owner before setting up shop here?
I I had never really thought about that actually. I just,
You're welcome.
yeah, I've just been fiddling around with whatever I can get my hands on, but maybe maybe an internship could be good, an apprenticeship.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then you could blow up a different city before you blow up.
I
Again.
wouldn't blow anything up. Who do you think I am, Carrick?
Yep. Actually, I do. I was reminded recently of the time when you stole fireworks.
Well, I don't have to worry about stealing them. I could make them better.
No. I'm good like leaning conspiratorially and like look around. Don't tell Beck.
You see him like smirk almost, and it's like, I'd never tell Beck my best ideas. He'd find a way to stop
Yeah,
them.
you would, and it would be very unfortunate for the rest of us who are onlooking. Well, in any case, if you would like to learn from someone who actually knows how to do this stuff, I could hook you up with people, maybe in Wintervale. I don't know anyone in Rendred, but yeah.
I'll I'll think about it. But that doesn't mean you're taking my brazier. You can borrow it, but you can't have it.
But I need.
You can borrow it while you're here, home, but it does not leave West Hills.
Okay, but look, my familiar has died on multiple occasions and left me very, very sad. And if I need to go back to civilization to get a brazier, we might miss out on some cool things. So,
Well,
I
just
didn't. Oh, did I? Oh, you missed out.
well then just hope that you find some sort of traveling merchant that's got a brazier. That's what happened to
If we
me.
meet, if we meet Darcy on the road, my companion will kill him, and so then it won't.
And you
That
don't
won't.
have to
I
worry
mean, then I guess
about
we could
buying
steal it.
anything. Yeah.
That's a good point. I didn't think that far ahead. uh, yeah. Fine, I'll just borrow it, and then I'll show you the cool stuff I can do with it. And, voila, show you an owl. And I'll tell Perry to peck your eyes out, and it'll be great. Cool. Okay. Since you're so handy dandy about little magical potions, do you know what the heck is up with my hand? And, like, I'll show him my hand with, like, the holes in it from the tree.
Uh, I've never seen anything like that before. It looks like you've got some sort of advanced necrosis.
Yes, thank you, Captain Obvious, but, like, anything else?
I could take a few samples, but I wouldn't have anything immediately.
I don't think I want my crazy brother to have samples of my necrotic hand.
What? It's not like I can make a clone of you or anything.
I don't believe you.
I don't have enough materials to make a clone of you. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
I wouldn't want a second you anyway. One is enough.
Well, that's fair. But hey, you might miss your little sister. I don't come back all the time. Nah, never mind. You just keep doing your own stuff without my necrotic hand. I'm sure it'll be fine. Mhm.
Alright, is there anything else that you wanted to bother me about?
Yeah, quick question. Do you have like any way to securely send, for example, a hilt? I don't know why a hilt to like Wintervale. Magic poof, and then it appears somewhere.
He thinks for a moment. I may be able to do that, yeah.
Really? You're not just messing around?
I've not as talented with magic as perhaps you or your companions, but I do know a few rituals, one of which I can teleport objects from one area to another should I have proper arcane coordinates.
Like,
Like a
when you say
teleportation
proper
circle.
arcane coordinates, what do you mean?
Like, if there is a permanent teleportation circle, I could send something to it.
And like Andy has like this newfound like respect in her eyes, and she goes, "Oh,
But I can only work with fixed locations. I can't just poof anything anywhere.
well, still." Uh, okay. Andy will wrap the hilt in something and give it to him, and go, "Okay, if you could send this to Winterveld, I'll have someone pick it up." Mhm.
I think I might have a location in Wintervale. I'll have to check through my. I've got a book that has all my known locations because I need to get resources and materials from other practitioners. But I'll let you know where I send it.
What is the enchanter's name?
Athenril?
Yeah. Yeah, that one. Do you know Athenril?
I do know Athenril. You know Athenril?
How do you know Athenril?
He does enchanting work.
Yeah, but he's in Winterveld.
And I need materials and he knows people. But yes, I do know Athenril.
Okay, that's the person I need to get the hilt to. He's making some weapons, well, enchanting weapons for myself and fellows. So if he could use the hilt, that would be cool. As long as there's no like negative effects associated with it, if you know what I mean. Probably don't. But anyway, just that would be bad.
Yeah, I can easily get this to Athenril.
Great! Thanks, pal. Give him like a half hug on the back.
Right, now leave me to my work, please.
Of course. After I steal your brazier and I'll run off to his room.
I want it back! And he, like, just calls down the hall.
Are there? That's doing crazy things in the kitchen.
And you hear, like, swearing in halfling. But yes, you are able to get a hold of the brass brazier from Sev's room, which you can see has like all sorts of like arcane sigils that are like ritual designs, and it's very similar to your wizardry spellcraft, but it's a little different. And there's herbs that hang out. There's an alchemy set that's brewing away at some sort of potion. Very much mad scientist vibes.
Yeah, like he's like homebrewing his own like magic stuff.
Oh, 100%.
Good. Does he happen to have find familiar components there?
Yes, he does. Probably not for such a spell, but for other purposes, he would have all the components you need for it.
I have my own, but just because he's my brother, I'm gonna take his and use those. Uh-huh.
As a sibling does.
Yep. He won't notice. It'll be fine. I'll leave him a copper piece because that's funny. Okay, cool. So I gotta mark that. Da-da-da-da. And after, well, I don't know about timing here, but I would want to go talk with Ma next after she's maybe cleared out Sev. I don't know if she was in earshot or not.
Your mother would know when she's being called for shenanigans, so even if she wasn't, she'd be there quickly.
Good. Okay, so after, I'm assuming she cleared out Sev, and you kind of go up to her and go, hi, Mom.
She's sort of wiping down the apron, Sev having been cleared out of the kitchen. There you are, Andy. I heard you calling. Is there something that you need?
Oh, well, I was just wondering, a few things, but first, did you, in your adventuring days, did you ever go to the frigid shore mountains?
I did once.
Did you? What were the vibes?
I mean, terribly cold. Otherwise, just sort of empty. Uh, when you're out there and everything's covered in the same white snow and ice, it's it gets lonely.
Yeah, checks out. Um, you never saw any ice statues when you were up there, right?
No,
Do you know about the Bleak Snow Pass up there?
I do. That's actually where I was. It's a small little trading post out there.
Oh, um, anything in particular you remember? We might be visiting, so I wanted to learn about it.
Uh, the people up there are they're quite hardy and very friendly. But the mountains are nearby, and so it gets dark very quick below temperatures, and it's one of the experiences of my adventuring days that sort of stick out. I didn't go anywhere quite like there. Though, if you're looking for a place that's a little colder without having to go all the way there, you might want to check out Arlecha.
Oh, what now?
Arlecha, it's a timber area somewhere towards the north, but not quite as far as the Bleak Snow Pass.
Good to know. Is there any fun lore about the place?
Just that it's a trading area.
No, like spitballing it, like Draco liches in swamps up there.
Uh, would you like to roll a history check to see if you've heard anything of Arlecha?
Sure. How's it? 26.
You kind of remember hearing the name Arlecha in passing somewhere in Wintervale, and mentioned a plague outbreak.
Like time wise, like yesterday or like centuries ago or like
Uh,
decades.
you didn't get much of more than just that, so it could have been a while ago, it could have been recent. That's hard to say for sure.
Alright. So Ma, did you hear about the plague outbreak?
No, I didn't hear about any sort of plague outbreak while I was there. But I only passed through, so it might have happened, and I just never picked up wind of it.
Sure. It's probably a good thing. Um, cool. Well, do you have any advice for adventuring in general? I didn't really get a chance to ask you before I left first time, but now I'm curious.
Um, most of my travels were just, moving from one place to the next, trying to see as much as I could. I don't think I ever really, as much as I enjoyed being out there, I think I really just wanted to be here. And some days I do miss being on the road, but I don't think I'd ever give up having this little burrow, father or cool of you, and she like leans over and gives a pinch to your cheek.
Uh, like, I guess for you, adventure is kind of like you adventured and then you were here, right? There wasn't a whole lot of like in between time where you were doing both. Is that right?
Yes, I was out for a bit of time in my life, but this is where I wanted to be. And I think it took me being out on the road to figure that out.
Yeah. Mm. Okay. Well, I think you know this already, but like, I'll be shipping out with my friends here shortly, maybe. But I'm not leaving forever, and I think I can see that there might come a time when I'll come back and want to stay here, but it's not today.
And that's okay. You take as long as you need to be out on the road. Whether it's a year, two, a decade, you'll return when you're ready.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I won't miss you guys, but yeah.
If you've got time to write, you'd appreciate a letter.
Do they have mail?
There's a post system, yeah.
Like run by pigeons? Like,
You get courier service.
oh, Darcy isn't holding letters, is he?
Yeah, he might.
Oh boy.
Not only does he run a little stall, he's also a courier.
Ma, you haven't heard of a guy named Darcy, have you?
I mean, I've known a few Darcys in my life. Is there one in particular you're...
There's a merchant who came by here in the past few months. Apparently, he sold Sev some questionable stuff that he's not letting me have. Um, he sold us some things. He's a merchant. He has a little cart.
I do remember the merchant coming through, but I never got his name, so I can't count him amongst the people that I know.
Okay, just wondering. He's a Freesta companion has a bone to pick with him. That's fine. Um, Preferably his own femur. It's fine. That's okay. Wait. Okay. Well, thanks, Ma. I'll see you around. I know Freesta wants to like cook food with you at some point, but wait, do you know where like Tala is? She was talking with Ansel a while ago.
Oh, your friend came through, and was asking for, him and your halfling friend. Sweet girl she is.
Yup. How did Tala seem?
Um, Nervous a bit, but that might just be because, she's one of the taller folks, and I know that being in a little burrow makes people a little uncomfortable just because they have to crouch down.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. She had a rough day. I'm sure, like, I got in a bit of a snag in the middle of everything. And honestly, I think it was worse for everybody else than it was for me. But, yeah,
Just
okay.
because it was worse for other people doesn't mean that it wasn't bad for you. Listen to me being a mother. Just know, Andy, that if you need to talk to me about anything, my little girl, I'll be there.
Like this, like, furious red blushing on Andy's cheeks. Yep. Okay, wisdom.
He's probably back in his office. He's been there for, since dinner.
Right. Okay. Good talk, Mom. See you later. Run over to the less chatty parent. Bye.
The door is open, so it's not that he is, sort of cut off. You're able to walk in, but you do see that he is sitting and, He seems to be in the middle of writing music.
Well, yeah, I'm knocking like quietly.
He finishes the measure that he's in and puts the quill down before looking up. He waves you in.
What are you working on?
Just a new piece. Been inspired.
Oh, by what? Or who?
By your newest cousin. Leaf's child.
Name yet, right? Or did I miss that?
No, I think the name has yet to come. Perhaps in the morning. It was a stressful day. And he looks to you as he says that.
Yeah, probably sorry. I think we've worked all that stuff out now, though. I would want to talk with Leaf, but I'm sure he and Penny are sleeping now. um, and don't want to see my face anytime soon. So, but yeah, I apologize.
You see that he nods. And it's very much the head of the family kind of nod. Very official.
Yeah. Lexi doesn't want to say this. Um, so, question, Da. So I've been speaking with Beck a little bit, and then I was speaking with Ma, and what's his reaction when I say Beck's name?
You see the sort of twitch in his eyebrow. A little bit of a tightening in the jaw.
Okay, I'll just skate over that. Anyway, Mom was telling me that you had something you wanted to ask me or meant for me.
He gives a sigh and your mother really does get on with gossip, doesn't she?
I think you're just terrible at telling me what you mean, personally.
Well, I wasn't planning on this coming out so soon. You are still quite young, but I had ideas for you to become the next herald.
Um, why? Why me?
Because you have the heart for it. It is not easy to be a leader. And even more so in our ways. But
What do you mean? Yeah.
I know that you are. Perhaps you don't see it in yourself. And I do think that you have more to grow before you can step into these shoes, and I'm not ready to retire just quite yet.
Well, that's good because, yeah, I definitely, yeah, it's not for me right now. I guess my thoughts on it. But I'm glad you also don't think it's for me right now. So we're on the same page.
And that's part of why I think you are fit for taking this up in time. You're able to see what needs to be seen rather than silly grandeur.
Did I get the sense he was referring to Beck when he said that last bit?
Roll an insight check.
Oof.
There is something in his face, hard to read.
Yeah, I can't have any of that silly grandeur happening. What did you think of what I said at the meeting earlier today? It wasn't exactly polite.
I don't think it's about how you said it, but what you said. You took the words that needed to be heard and delivered them. Another quality that I think is great in a herald. You are young, and there are much more lessons to learn before I feel that you are able to take this mantle with confidence.
Yeah.
And that is what I want for you. Not as a herald passing it on to a herald, but as your father. I want to make sure that whatever you do in life, you do with confidence. I will do what I can to prepare you for that.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Mhm. Okay, well, if you wouldn't mind, then I'm gonna practice this confidence. You should go see Beck and talk it out.
You can see the sort of jaw stiffen. I should. I know.
Mhm.
But knowing something does not make it easy.
Yeah, I realize it's not really my place to tell you what to do. And I hate it when people do that to me, and I'm sure I probably got that from you. However, when I, set out from here and, you know, left in the dead of night and all that jazz, I told myself that I was going to bring Beck back. And when I said that to myself, though, I meant that I would bring him back and everything would be normal. But I realized that that's not really how life works. But God darn it, I'm going to do my best. We're a family, we should start acting like it. And I know he's annoying, but, you know, and he's done things that we don't understand. And he's made choices that I don't like. But yeah, he's he's my brother and he's your son. And I remember y'all used to make the best music together. And laughed all the time and had fun and I don't know. I just want that to be a possibility again. Selfishly. But also because he's here now. And he's not dead, which I was worried for a long time he was. So yeah.
You see an emotion kind of come to your father's eyes as you speak, and he seems to take in the words that you say, and I know that Beck's here. I've heard and I saw him at the meeting. I don't know if either of us are ready for a much needed conversation between the two of us. The last conversation that we had was
Violent?
we both said things to hurt the other.
No.
But I am aware that there's a need of a conversation there.
Yeah. Someone once told me that it's never, well, that it's, you can't always find the right time to have a conversation, but sometimes you then find that you don't have time to have the conversation if they've moved on. Anyway, just saying, I feel like I've sent a lot of people. My Beck sucks at communication. I feel like we all suck at communication, but I guess I've learned a little bit about that in my travels, and I wanted to bring it back for y'all to experience basic communication. So that's my plug. I'll get off my soapbox now and like I'll dramatically get shorter. Anyway. Ugh. Hope you're not mad at me. But I felt like it needed to be said, and I don't know. I feel like my friends and I might be on a bit of a time crunch now. We might be leaving either tomorrow or the next day. After the demon's been dispatched, which was great. So, yeah.
I'm not angry at you. I'm proud of you.
And she's like, again, bright red cheeks. Good. I'm glad we had this talk. And like, she'll kind of go in for a hug and go, nope, never mind, and turn around and go.
Your father is a little bit quicker. And in that hesitation, he will draw you in for a hug.
Good talk.
And
Leave.
yeah, he'll let you leave. All right.
Great.
So, I think we've got about time for one more conversation. Who would you like to talk to, Andy?
Okay, this is kind of a good question too. Are they back from Tala and Termint are back from Tree Talk?
I would say so.
uh, how does Terminder look and Tala?
Terraminder looks contemplative. She's kind of in that sort of lost in thought, sort of. There's almost a not quite serenity, but a calmness.
Would you say that that's kind of unusual on Terminder?
I would say that, yes. She's typically very nervous energy.
Uh-huh. And uh and Termin's like staying in my room, isn't that right?
I believe you two were roommates, yes.
Oh, good. Okay.
Ridian's face is amazing.
um, I guess like not saying anything to Terraminder, Andy would go into Seb's room and take the brazier also not saying anything to him, and take it into her room with all the components, like picking them individually off his shelf, and then making eye contact with him, and then going into my room with the brazier and like start doing the find familiar ritual.
You can see where Haraminder sort of goes about her own stuff, but watches you at points during the ritual. Quiet. She understands magic enough to know that it's a focused based activity. Um, but she watches.
Um, Uncharacteristically, Andy might be a little bit less smooth than usual. Um, as she's like doing the spell, and just kind of go, well, how was your day? I hope it was less stressful than ours.
Oh, I mean, I didn't fight a demon tree, so I guess that already makes it less stressful, but I was helping around with your family, which was its own kind of stress after, there was
After we made a mess of things, yeah.
yeah, there was the birth and then the fight and but I mean,
Yeah.
you're okay. So, you're all okay.
Yeah. We I don't know what you and Tala talked about, but she probably mentioned we saw like nightmares and stuff. So I mean physically I think we're recoverable. Um, but certainly what that demon pulled out of our memories was not welcome.
Um, well, if you have nightmares, I can try and help. I've I've had nightmares before, for a while, um, and I know a few tricks that help me, and so I can tell you, and maybe they'll help you too.
Sure, let's preventative medicine's the best kind. What's your trick?
Um,
Your skills.
there's a when you have access to the ingredients, there's a drink that you can make called golden milk, and it sounds expensive, but it's really not. It just but it helps you sleep, and when you're in deep enough sleep, the nightmares they're not as bothersome. I found.
To know. Have you spoken with Sev at all?
No, not really. I mean, I talked to him a little bit in passing, but I'm usually just trying to do whatever I can to help. So I'm usually talking to your mom.
Yeah, no, Sev isn't one to help out as much. Well, anyway, that sounds lovely. I will certainly ask for your help if I need that. I know Sev would love to hear the recipe though, because he's trying to make a alchemy shop here. If you can believe it. Um, but that's cool. How much? That's alchemy, you said, yeah? Not so much tinkering?
I mean, I think it's more like just cooking.
No. That's why I'm bad at it. Okay.
But I mean, I know very little basics for alchemy. I had to learn a lot to help Soraneros, but that was mainly his thing was the alchemy, and I was just to make sure that everything that he needed ran like it's supposed to.
Weren't you tinkering some with music? Anything fun come of that?
A bit, yeah. Bumsic's got a lot of great ideas. He's brilliant, a little eccentric, but I think that's a lot of people. Um, and I was just happy to be able to help him make it out of his head and into reality. And and Kelly seemed to be quite the same. So
What did you guys end up making?
just different bits to help overall, different inventions. We weren't like on a singular project. There was one that was alongside the creation of constructed clones of a sort. You know, existences of golems, and so there was. I think that's in reference to helping Kelly maybe get a better physical form rather than the um,
Yeah.
ooze one, but I didn't really ever press too many questions.
I have this cool spell that I will show you when I'm not casting a different spell. That does the magical version of that. It like makes this little invisible servant buddy. Anyway, cool. Well, I'm glad you came with us, Tarminder. It's nice to have another, just a different perspective on family life and getting to meet my parents and stuff is good. My mom likes you. She thinks you're sweet.
I'm glad that your mom likes me. I don't want to be unliked.
Right? Yeah, that would be unfortunate, especially because uh, we're social creatures and that sucks. I guess I should go apologize to Leaf while we're on this topic. I already apologized to Theravin and I'm very proud of myself. But Leaf, I didn't. It's really difficult to when you have a like close relationship with someone, it's really difficult to express how you're feeling sometimes without disrupting their life.
Mm. She gives a nod. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. You seem like a very intuitive person, very sensitive.
Maybe I just know how it feels to have people close to you and things that can be said and just worrying about saying them.
Yeah, I was just having this conversation with my dog about you should just have confidence and say things because the people that you want to speak to might not always be there for you to have that conversation. And I don't think that got through his thick skull though. He's very stubborn. But yeah,
You see Terminder kind of look off, that thoughtfulness kind of coming back to her face. Do you think there will be a time when we're not close? Like, I mean, physically, We've been traveling together for a little bit, and so.
no. Why? I mean, unless you got a really cool job offer or something. I don't. Or we've been together for like 30 years, and I lose taste for adventure, and I move back here, and you don't want to, or uh, no. Or if one of us dies, I guess. But like that's kind of dire, and we don't want to think about that. But no, otherwise, no.
She, still kind of looking off in the distance, kind of her eyes flick to you for a moment. Would you. I don't. I'm just. You said something in your hypotheticals, and I am just. If you did decide that adventuring, you were done with it, and you came back here, would you want me to come with you?
Yeah, of course. That'd be so fun.
She looks down at her hands for a moment, I'm I'm not brave like the rest of you. But maybe I can I can be for a moment. Um,
If I had a bardic, I would give it to you, but I'm all out of those.
you don't have to say anything to this, Andy. Because I don't expect you to. I haven't. Um, if you asked me to come back here with you at the end of adventuring, I would. Um, because I really like being near to you. More than just the way that we have recently. And as she's speaking, like her face starts filling up with like a blush. Um, like it's a different sort of affection than what I have for Frista and Tala. And I don't expect anything to change between us. I don't expect anything to happen. I don't know what would happen. I was just planning on never telling you at all and just, I don't know, smiling whenever you saw me. And yeah, that's it. I think I'm done being brave.
Like Andy's in shock for most of this. Like she's usually very good at reading people, but I think most of that came out of left field for her. Um, and like literally for like maybe 10 seconds, she's just like loading, buffering. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was really brave. I don't think I could say that if I wanted to. Um, cool. Okay.
I'm
uh,
I'm gonna go spend the night with Frista, and she's like super flushing, like not making eye contact. And she just like hurries out.
as soon as I summon Perry back, I'm gonna say, Perry, I made a huge mistake.
And Perry now like fluffing out owl feathers, getting used to this new body. Well, is it one you can fix?
Oh, I can't make any food if that's what you're asking.
Okay, well, if you can't make the food, can you find it? You know, you could hunt.
Oh, I was gonna say I could forage in my mom's kitchen.
I think that's a
Oh
form of
boy.
hunting.
I agree. I'm very good at that kind of hunting. Mhm. You should probably go and do owl things though now. I keep summoning you as a dark as a nighttime creature, and I don't know what's wrong with me because I'm not. Anyway,
He
I'm glad you're back. I missed you.
he kind of nods and I think I will go to see if there's any mice out there. Hmm. I'll
Yeah,
leave you to your hunting.
if you swing over, oh, you didn't see Beck's house. Never mind. But if you happen to see two halfling guys having fun, I just would appreciate the knowledge.
He'll nod and fly out. But as he does so, we do have an ad break upcoming here, so stick around with us. We'll be right back. We will see you guys very shortly afterwards. But until then, please let the ads run, or you can directly support us through Ko-fi. Link for that's on screen. But we will be back very shortly. All right, we are back, and we return to close out our little interim. We've had some conversations throughout the Quickfoot clan, at least this portion of it. A conversation between clerics, conversation between friends, and plenty more conversations and experiences that lie ahead. But for now, this is where our story is going to end. So, thank you to our players for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. I'll see you in our next stream, but until then, head over to wildewitch.com. Check us out there. Join us in our Discord if you want to jump in a game yourself or just keep up to date with all of our announcements. If you want to follow us for live streams, that happens here on our Twitch channel, but if you want our VODs, those happen over on YouTube. And, as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.